Turtle, you've been in this situation with a must-win match.
Yeah.
Is it any different at all mentally from, say, week 2 when, you don't know what any playoff scenario?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think in week 1 and week 2, for any league play, whether it's in the rival series or RLCS, you have a safety net of the excuse of, this was a bad week. Either even the first 2 weeks, you could say, oh, we haven't really found our stride. We don't really know what's going on. This has been kind of rough, but we're going to figure it out. But now, this is when you have to have it all figured out. You can't mess up here. And this is when a team like either Chaos or Linked Up needs to step up, and they have no fallback plan of, oh, let's just look for next week, because there really is if you lose here.
What's on the line in this particular match, top 6 specifically, Linked Up can only get into 5th or 6th if they win this match. They can't get into the top 4. Chaos can, but they're not in control of their own fate. They're going to need some help from Charlotte later on. FMG we'll see later on against Charlotte. They're an interested party as well, because if Linked Up wins this match, FMG is clinched top 4.
Yeah, and that's crazy. But for Chaos, I think the odds could be worse. That Charlotte-FMG match, I mean, on paper, we always say on paper, that's our go-to thing for rival series. They should win. But Chaos, let's just see how they perform here. And you want to take it one series at a time. Let's see how they perform here. Chaos versus Linked Up.
We have sent RBG Esports into the rival series playoffs. Now let's determine something else. Chaos and Linked Up are underway. It is Joe Freshness, kind of a fan favorite. Starting things off, Alpha Kep is going to leave that ball, and it will be Mektos that clears. Now Taroko,
the double
only
demo.
Chaos player on the field after a couple of demos. This will find Corrupted G. And Chaos didn't have a lot of boost to work with, so Mektos is going to have to take his time.
The aggression from Linked Up right away. Alpha kept getting 2 demos back-to-back, and that puts a banger of a shot on from Joe Freshness. So far, the pressure just blazing out of the gates for Linked Up.
Corrupted G downfield. That'll be right at Joe Freshness. Corrupted has to rotate back, and it will be Mektos that takes over. We're yet to see how dangerous this Chaos Esports Club attack can look. But when they are on, they are one of the best teams in the league. Here's Mektos out of the corner, looking for a teammate to come on, but that ball is right at Joe. And this shot will be saved away as well. It is at Corrupted G, who will find Taroko. The shot is high. Gabe is there, but so too is Joe. A lot of fan favorites on both sides of the field. Of course, you talk about Joe Freshness, very, very popular in the official Rocket League Discord, as that ball is missed by the man of the hour. And Corrupted G, of course, he was extremely popular at the World Championship in London, which seems like it was forever ago with how things have gone for that evil genius since.
And Corrupted G, he's been in these situations before. The land, the veteran experience really does come into play, mostly in the rival series right now. You can see it, everything is on the line for Chaos. This is a must-win situation for Chaos and Linked Up. But with Chaos, it's almost like we have these predetermined thoughts and ideas of where they should be already.
I give it about 5 seconds from the end of this series before we see tweets saying LFT. The only question, who will be sending them out? Sosa banks this out, but it is right at Corrupted G, who could not get a second touch. But Taroko will find Mektos. That is a brilliant pass between a very, very talented tandem in North America. Now an open opportunity for Alpha Kep. Just couldn't get there in time as Taroko got a piece, and now he is lurking and waiting for a bad clear, but Joe got all of this ball, and back down it goes.
Right now, it's a battle of counterattacks, and here we see Mektos, he's just going to run away with the free net. Speaking of counterattacks, wide open field for him to take use of, and he does it in probably the easiest fashion you can ask for. A midfield shot just rolls in.
Lottie asked earlier, hey, how does open nets happen?
Yeah.
Well, that's how. A miss by Alpha Kep coming off the side there by the slimmest of margins. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And now it is Chaos in front.
I think a big theme has also been, all of today, really, how fast you can break out and deal with counterattacks. We've seen teams that have just turtle up, go on defense for minutes, it feels like, and then burst out, and it's that one opportunity. That's all it takes. You can hold on to defense for as long as you want, but when it comes down to finishing the shot, you have to do it.
Sosa trying to clear out for Alpha Kep, who was streaking downfield. Put the ball right back in, and it will be Corrupted G, blocked by Sosa. Sosa for Alpha Kep again. Alpha trying to drop one down, but he's pushed it wide. Follow-up opportunity will be cleared away by Corrupted G. Very patient was Sosa, so he could play this, and Taroko read it all the way. Little boost, no problem. He's going to have all day to collect as Chaos have set up on the offensive end. Mektos will steal a full boost out of Alpha Kep and linked up send. And now Taroko finding Corrupted G, but Joe got a piece. Now Mektos, double, saved away by Alpha. Now Taroko again. He will come up empty, so Joe Freshness can clear. But Corrupted G is going to meet him. That's a good touch to drop down, but better defended on the follow-up by Alpha Kep. It is a game of 4D chess being played on both sides of the field, and this time Sosa gets checked.
And just pay attention to Taroko. Joe Freshness was hunting him down. He had to go for the challenge, or at least dodge the demo. But either way, I really think that turning for the challenge was the right decision. You got somebody hunting you down for the demo. They tie it up, linked up, somehow manage, after a bit of an awkward play on defense for Chaos.
This is not a rerun of last season. It is just Sosa scoring another clutch goal. It is Taroko to clear downfield, give Chaos time to reset with 23 to go. Mektos lurking and cannot get a shot off or a dunk. This will get out to midfield. Sosa's there. Mektos knocked off his line, and that is going to be saved by the bar. Back the other way with 5 seconds left. Last opportunity now for Chaos. After almost watching this game go out from under their grasp, they will
he kept it up.
Overtime.
What?
But Taroko has other plans, and that should finally put other teams. There is no conservative play at all in them. Now we will go to overtime.
And Sosa, we just saw a great opportunity. He saved his flip, almost got the clutch shot. Chaos barely get away on defense. About 10 seconds left in the previous game, or this game before overtime. But now, all it comes down to one mistake, and who's going to take charge in this game one?
It is Mektos. He's got Corrupted G waiting, and Alpha Kep does a great job of getting that ball well out of harm's way. Sosa for Alpha Kep. Double commit by Chaos. It is only Mektos. He can only do so much, but he's done just enough. Taroko made one save, and Alpha Kep will finish. That was doomed from the start with the double commit.
And save after save, Mektos had a chance. I feel like if you're Mektos in that situation, you gotta get a strong clear. The one initial shot, you could have gotten a banger of a clear, really. The shot wasn't anything amazing, but Linked Up doing a great job of feeding the rotations in, constantly shooting and keeping the pressure on. And I'm surprised because really I thought Chaos might have broken out of their half at that point, because after a save it's so easy to counterattack, but Linked Up, they kept the pressure on and were consistent.
One thing we don't do very often with Linked Up, we don't highlight one player. Yeah, at times we'll talk about Sosa, at times we'll talk about Joe, but it is always a well-rounded team effort. 4 shots apiece from all 3 players. That's just been Linked Up all season long. You can't just shut down one guy. You got to do something about the whole unit.
Yeah.
And they come up with it was a win. Of all the wins that have ever happened, that was one of them.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty, though. And going forward now for Chaos, they can still hold their head up.
Definitely. I mean, Chaos, I thought they had, in terms of pretty, I thought they had probably the more better-looking team plays and passing. I thought the infield passing was solid. They were getting in the corners, even off the walls. Finding and feeding the ball in the middle was great. But Linked Up, they did a better job of crashing the net. I think they forced a lot of mistakes out of Chaos, and that's really where they were hitting their strong points, was forcing a mistake. Like right there, we just saw so many saves have to come through, which just creates easy opportunities, and you can just finish an open net.
12 shots to 9 in game number 1.
Yeah.
Chaos comes in shooting more than anybody else in the league. You have to imagine that will continue as they average 9.5 I imagine they're going to be up around that double-digit mark
Definitely.
the entire series. So while Linked Up held them to 1 this time, I don't know about in the future. We will see. Game 2 underway now with Taroko trying to get around Alpha Kep. And Chaos, again, the score doesn't matter other than they need to win to have any chance at getting into the top 4. If they lose, nobody can bail them out and keep them in the top 6 even.
Yeah, everything on the line for Chaos.
Alpha Kep. One more touch. No, it does not come out far enough. Sosa was there. So
there it is.
Joe. Bounce shot in, and there is Linked Up again.
And just comes down to speed. Weird corner plays. It felt like Mektos was trying to get it bumped as he was rotating back to net. And we just have Joe. He's just going to slot it in. So much time. And I think that really came back from looking for a demo instead of trying to challenge.
And all of a sudden, every kickoff becomes critically important for Chaos, because when they give up little incremental advantages like this to a team like Linked Up, it can get real ugly real quick, especially with all the pressure on Chaos in this series. Not to mention the pressure on Linked Up, but getting out to a lead like this, that's good for relieving that pressure. Brought back in, and Mektos will watch Corrupted G take over. Corrupted G needs one more touch. Alpha Kep won't afford him the opportunity. Corrupted G looking for a demo. He got it. Now Taroko trying to walk one in, and he misses off the corner. Follow is blocked by Sosa. It is Zookeeper-esque defense from Linked Up.
And Chaos keep inching their way closer and closer to a goal, but they can't find the finishing shot. So many great passes, great plays. We just saw the demo come through, and yet the dribble and the flick was nowhere to be found. It bounced off the post. Unfortunate, but you got to hit those shots.
Corrupted G bringing another back in. It is bumper cars out there. What a redirect from Mektos. Corrupted G is stopped, so is Taroko, and nothing can get through for Chaos Esports Club, and wouldn't it be just like Linked Up to score very quickly the other way.
And what were those saves? That was ridiculous. We saw the pass come through off the top of the crossbar, and still a double save almost from Linked Up. And we just keep seeing Chaos feed the ball inwards, trying to open up our opportunities. They get a shot, but it's just saved.
Like the final boss in every video game, you just wonder, what do you got to do to finally bury this team?
Yeah.
Now Taroko will try. Of course, he's been the secret weapon for Chaos. Hasn't been much of a secret. Chaos finds themselves again on the back foot. Alpha Kep gave it a look. He may be able to turn on this. Instead, he is all the way back. Now Joe Freshness will go. Can he get one more touch? No, it is cut out by Mektos. Now Joe Freshness getting away from Mektos to win that ball. Create a scoring opportunity, but Taroko has this away. Mektos looking to try and keep it inside the lines. He could not, but Corrupted G will take over. 2 minutes left. Still plenty of time for Chaos, especially if Taroko can score here, but he put it right at Joe. I think he was trying to go behind the turtle, but Joe didn't take the bait.
And he was hoping for a pre-flip or something, maybe even a pre-jump, and yet the panic does not come out from Linked Up, which is exactly what you want to see in high-pressure situations. It's so easy to panic on defense, jump, flail around with your car, and yet Linked Up, they stay calm. And that's what I've been noticing as well from Chaos. It seems like their clears are so out there and fast and quick, and look at Alpha Kep, he's just going to come here and dunk him. What is going on right now for Chaos?
Right now, it's got to feel like Bizarro World for Chaos. Nothing is going their way at all. Alpha Kep off a challenge. That's not even a shot. That just goes into the net. And with 91 ticks on the clock, it is Linked Up by 2.
Wow.
There is still time, though. That has been the mantra of this Chaos team. They have been in many close series. They have lost every close series they've played, but they have hung around right to the end. Alpha Kep. That is missed by Mektos, and it is off of Alpha Kep and in. And credit to Sosa for the great touch in front.
And look at the differences here from Alpha Kep. He keeps rotating in. He stays in front of the ball, which is something that you would want to see from Chaos with how close they're getting whenever the saves come in. from Linked Up, if you just pressure the shot and keep staying in front of the ball with at least one person, you can have a follow-up after a save. They do just that, and Linked Up looking so strong right now in this series.
We are not used to seeing Taroko with this many shots. He's got 6 shots. None have found the net, but that, of all things, will go in. Mektos finally gets a little retribution.
55 seconds left. Mektos, they finally slot one in. That's a little bit of a freebie. And Chaos, they're going to take it. They need a solid kickoff here, good possession, and another instant goal to have any fighting chance here in game 2.
It doesn't have to be immediate. They do have time with 50 left. It will be Corrupted G. Good flick over Joe, but the follow-up's got to be there. Taroko's taking his time that he really doesn't have, but that ball's missed by Joe. The window is open for Chaos, and Sosa might have just slammed it shut. If not, Alpha kept maybe about to, but he didn't have any boost. All 3 Chaos players
final 30
in the same spot of the field, and that is not conducive to going downfield in a hurry. Clear by Mektos. That'll just be left by Sosa. Chaos have looked out of sorts. They have not looked coordinated at all.
Yeah, just like that. And we just saw a double commit. It's the final 10 seconds. Linked Up. They're going to take this game.
They are indeed. The final seconds will burn off the clock, and that will do it in game 2. Linked Up, 1 win away from saving their season, which going into last week, you would have thought the odds were astronomical, but here they are.
Yeah, I can't believe how almost different offenses we're seeing. I feel like Chaos should have been the ones to come out strong with that dominant offense, but right now Linked Up, they're the ones who are crashing the net so much better. Talked about it earlier. After a shot comes in, how do you rotate? How do you keep following the ball and continue to put pressure on? Chaos, they'll get a couple of solid shots in, right? But it's all about feeding somebody in the rotation after somebody gets a block, like if you're on Linked Up. That's when the open and easy shots come through. Linked Up, they're doing a great job of doing just that.
So now let's put your player cap back on here. You're down 2-0 in a series
this is
that
rough,
you
man.
absolutely have to win. Obviously, you can't get all 3 back at once. So what's the mindset here in game 3?
I think it's all about not getting tilted. I mean, we saw the dunk play. I think it was Alpha Cap who actually did get the dunk play in the corner. That's purely unfortunate, and it's all going the way of Linked Up. And I think at that point, you're Chaos. You can say, you know, we've had great shots in. Well, let's just keep doing our thing. Hopefully we can start to finish these, because right now the only thing they're missing is the final shot coming through and getting a ball in the back of the net. That's literally what it is. Chaos, they have great pressure. They can have good passes. Right now it comes down to finishing. So don't change too much. Just focus on the shooting.
For Chaos, again, so many great opportunities in that first half of game 2. None found the net because Linked Up figuratively and maybe literally stood on their heads to prevent the ball from going through. And the first game was an overtime loss, which had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, Chaos very much alive, but on life support, perhaps. Sosa battling through traffic, at least got the ball downfield, but all that work has been rendered a moot point, because here comes Mektos.
Gotta follow.
Trying to get the net. Oh, yes, he did. And boy, did he get some power on it.
Mektos, a flip reset, falls on the ball perfectly and nails the shot. That's how it's done. That's how you respond. 1-0 up here in game 3. Chaos starting to fire.
Any coach, any analyst for that matter, will hype up team plays. You got to play as a team. You got to work together. Mektos has heard enough of that noise.
Yeah.
This is trouble, though, as that ball rolling perilously close to the Chaos end, and it looked like it could have been a communication breakdown. It is still trouble, but cleared away by who else but Mektos, who has actually had a great second half of the season. Now Mektos, taken out by Joe Freshness. That could be a key for Linked Up, as they might have the sense that this guy's got the hot hand. He has all 3 goals so far for Chaos.
And I like the idea of Linked Up. If it's game 3, they haven't been too aggressive and physical, but if there's a time to change your playstyle up and give a little bit of some difference to stop any momentum from building from Chaos, that's where you start implementing demos and start getting in their heads.
Sosa up high for Joe. No, Alpha kept coming on. That will also go wide right. So Chaos, they escape unharmed, and Alpha Kep will play this, maybe for himself, but he couldn't get up the wall in time. Joe now against Corrupted G. Been fun watching those two play so far in this series. Demos on both sides, and it will be controlled, not cleared, but controlled by Joe.
I love the patience there from Joe. Taking the dribble route, being patient, and he gave his teammates time to get boost and rotate back in. Now they're on the defensive end, but the miss comes through on the side of Linked Up, and Taroko puts it in.
Yeah, finally somebody else scores, but this is just unfortunate. You'll see Joe, he was debating whether or not to go for that corner boost or turn on the ball, and by the time the decision was made, Sosa had to strafe across and could not get a piece of a shot he was not expecting to have to save.
Yeah.
Well, here comes Joe Freshness with his team trailing by 2. And don't give Chaos 1, because for as good a team as Linked Up is with momentum, Chaos can match them blow for blow.
Definitely.
Sosa up the wall. He will have Alpha Kep waiting for a pass that's never going to find him. Now Taroko. Drop down for Corrupted G. And the demo comes through, but the save is still made by Sosa.
The demo was there. The shot just wasn't as strong. Corrupted G came in with speed. Just not the best accuracy, hitting the goalkeeper right before the demo. A good setup though, and here's another one. Corrupted G swipes across the net, and they're just keeping pressure on.
Around, but not out of the zone, and now another opportunity for Chaos to try and pad their lead. Get one game back here in a series that they must win to have any hopes of getting to the rival playoffs. This shot will be blocked away after it hit, I think, the crossbar, and now Alpha Kep will have to retreat for boost. Not very far, so that falls right into his lap, but that touch had no power, and it comes back the other way. Corrupted G again.
Oh, what a touch.
He's got Mektos waiting for a follow-up. Now Taroko coming on. Who will take it? It's Taroko, and he didn't have any power.
Taroko taking it slower. Wanted to get the angle. Maybe it would have been better just to pop it over the crossbar, but still, Chaos have done a great job of keeping the pressure forward, punishing mistakes, and exploiting any type of opening on the League Dump side of defense.
Mektos trying to get a very tight angle dunk. And that is deflected on its way towards the corner. Here comes Chaos yet again. Corrupted G and Mektos. Who will take it? It's Mektos. Eventually, Corrupted G's got to get involved in the play. He does. Mektos tried to drop one down, but Taroko's nowhere in sight. With a 2-goal lead, no surprise, but it's Corrupted G who has to bail him out on the defensive end.
And what a clutch save, Corrupted G. That goal could have changed everything. There's still time for Linked Up. They have a chance to get 2 goals here unless the security goal can come through, and no, it doesn't. Linked Up. They barely managed to stay alive, still trailing 2 goals.
It's always amazing. Moments like that happen throughout the course of a season, Turtle, but you don't notice them until you get to this situation where every mistake is magnified.
Ooh.
How about that from Taroko, finishing off Game 3 with authority?
And what a security goal to get. A double touch off the backboard. He has so much space in the air, and he does it. It's so fast. The way he redirected that initial hit was really what came down to allowing him to get the goal. It was so fast, you cannot save that, or at least reading that is so difficult.
So Linked Up will wait for these final 30 seconds to wear away, and then they will reset or try to figure out how they can close out Chaos. And so often we see it, these closeout opportunities, when you don't take out a team when you get the chance, the pressure turns on to you quite a bit, because doubt starts to creep in, especially if Chaos can get off to a fast start in Game 2 or Game 4. Up it will go, and the only question will be, what will the final scoreline be of this game that Chaos had to win? And they did, 3-0. Now, they go on to Game 4 with still a lot of work to do.
And like you said, the idea of doubt, that feeling comes into Linked Up. If you're a player on that team right now, you have a little bit of a thought, the back of your head thinking, I really don't want to get reverse sweeped. Chaos, they're starting to build momentum. This was a huge game for them. Linked Up didn't even get 1 goal. They're running off of 0 momentum right now. And you said it, Stacks. They need to start out strong if you're Chaos and keep this momentum going to get the reverse sweep.
consistently, game after game, all season long, we've seen Chaos rack up so many shots. We thought they were going to get a ton of shots against FMG, and it didn't quite work out that way for them. But we see all season long that they get all these great opportunities, and it's got to feel a sense of relief, I think, for them to finally get a few into the net, especially after the way Game 2 went.
Yeah, and this was a great game for Chaos mechanically, because I was talking about how they couldn't find the shots, but now we see double touches come in. We saw the flip reset, everybody getting involved, and I think it's great because the passes aren't nearly as predictable. Game 1's, Game 2, I thought that Chaos had solid passing, but sometimes with the infield hits, it's really, if they can intercept that, you're linked up, and you intercept an infield pass, that's when you can capitalize really easily. So Chaos, they kind of held back from that, kept it a little bit more forward and a little bit more solo plays. That's really great to see, and now hopefully they can kind of just mix the two.
Linked Up had a ton of momentum coming into this series. They were able to beat Charlotte Phoenix to prolong their season, and now they're in a position where they could take a top 6 spot. And it looked like they were off and running. They got off to a 2-0 lead, but wait up. Here comes Chaos Esports Club. Game 4. It has started. It will begin with Alpha Kep getting over Taroko, but it's well backed up by Corrupted G. Mekdos there as well, but the shot will bounce high enough that Sosa can easily play it. And back and forth we will go, starting off Game 4 on Utopia, looking to see if Chaos will indeed save their season, or if Chaos can bring it to Game 5.
And it's incredible to think of what's on the line for Chaos. A win here, they have a chance at top 4 and getting into that playoff spot. But then if they lose, they're out of top 6. There's no in-between for them.
Well, cars just flying left, right, and center across the linked up net. This ball's got to get out to the corner. It does from Alpha Kep, but brought right back in.
There it is.
Just kills it off his tires. Here comes Chaos.
And they just kept the pressure banging in this corner. Corrupted G, a great pass off the backboard. Nobody even in position on Linked Up. And they're going to take advantage of that because you really want to see somebody from Linked Up go on the backboard. But the boost starvation came through.
Corrupted G, that was an awkward ball for him, but he controlled it very well. More importantly, got it to Mekdos. And away it goes. That Linked Up will have to go the length of the field. Now Taroko. Oh, Mekdos is going to come on after the miss by Alpha Kep, but that's well played by Joe. Very patient, very spacious attack, though, for Chaos. Nobody's really falling over each other like they were in the first game and a half. Looking for Alpha Kep, not finding him because Alpha never jumped. Sosa will play this, though. No traffic going downfield into the Chaos end, however, and it seems like Chaos are able to play very confidently on the defensive end. They're not facing a ton of pressure. They're getting opportunities like this, though, as Corrupted G scores over, I think it was Sosa.
And look at the space that Chaos are using on this field. So spread out. And that is what starts a great passing play like this, is the positioning of players. You see the pass come through across the pitch for an easy shot against Linked Up. Chaos doing a great job of spacing out. Here's another banger from Taroko. They're just firing shots right now against Linked Up.
Remember what we talked about just a moment ago at the end of Game 3. A team that has a chance to close another team out, and then they let them off the hook, and they let them get going in Game 4. All of a sudden, there is no pressure right now on Chaos except to hold what might well be an insurmountable lead, even with 2.5 minutes left. The pressure has got to ramp up from Linked Up. This ball will go off to the side. Alpha Kep is there, but look at how many orange cars are not anywhere near the blue net.
Positional play of having one person be the aggressor and 2 people on defense. It really is such a risky situation because nobody's there if a pass does come through. For that one player up top, Linked Up needs the confidence to push up and have everybody be aggressive, but it's so hard against Chaos when they're putting in shots like these.
Corrupted G with his second of the game off a brilliant pass from Taroko. Alpha kept trying to defend it, and I think he was in between, okay, do I try to stop the pass or get in position for the shot?
And you saw the hesitation from Taroko taking his time to see if he wanted to kind of glide the ball across the backboard or just hit it directly. He had the space to think and make the decision, and he made a perfect one, hitting it right to Corrupted G for an easy shot.
Mekdos coming on. They are not going to relent at all. Where Linked Up kind of had taken their foot off the gas at points first couple of games.
Definitely.
Chaos are not going to let them come up for air. Joe Freshness.
Oh, good touch.
Sosa. It is decent, but cleared again by Taroko. And right now, I know you only got 3 cars on the field, but for Linked Up, it must feel like they're in a 3v4 because Chaos are just moving so quickly to everything. They got a bump here, though, I think, and Sosa will score.
And Sosa, I think he might have actually gone for the flip reset had the bump call not come in. You see the communication. Sosa had a lot of options, but decides just to go directly into the middle of the net. The bump does come through, and Linked Up, they got a minute and a half left. They're starting to carry momentum. It's a little bit late, but it's possible.
Physical play will do a lot of things to equalize a game. Still a lot of work to be done, though, as you mentioned. This will go right over towards Alpha Kep, and it will fall to Sosa. He never got the pass off, and that will slow things down to a point that I don't think Linked Up can afford. Corrupted G interfered with at the midfield line. The shot coming in is going to be blocked, and now Sosa to center around again. Linked Up playing with renewed energy, but still,
it's too late.
Yeah, not getting what they need. They need a shot on target. That was not one. Neither is this. This going to the wrong target, and it is saved just in front of the goal by Joe.
And Chaos, they're ready for this pressure. The defense might have fallen a little bit to that bump play prior, but right now, besides everything that they basically can control, which is not demo plays, they're pretty calm, and they really are dealing with this pressure solid. Right now with 30 seconds left, Linked Up, still trailing. Oh, a double?
Osa, no. Alpha Kep, no. Joe, no. And nobody will.
And that's it.
That is almost in the other way, and it is going to be of little consequence because it looks like Chaos have this one in the bag. 12 seconds, unless we get a goal right here. Exactly here. No. Corrupted G with a save. And that should do it as the seconds will tick away. Turtle, we're going to go to game 5.
Just like that, man.
And there's so much riding on this. Somebody at the end of this next game is not going to be welcome back the easy way next season.
1 game away from Chaos finishing the reverse sweep. A horrible start for them. They really couldn't find any shots on target, get pressure going, while Linked Up, they did just that. But now the tides are turning. Chaos, all the pressure this game was them.
I don't have the way to check this immediately, but 6 shots for Corrupted G in that game. That might be a season high for him. We remember at the start of the season, he was very passive. He was trying to find his place within this attack that was mostly dominated by Taroko and Mekdos. Now he's feeling a lot more comfortable with them. They're relying on him a lot more. And hey, look, he had a couple goals in a game. He's got, what does he have? 2 and 3 assists to go with everything else. Corrupted G, I think, has been the X factor for Chaos coming down the stretch. And he, as much as Mekdos has been impressive in this series, I think Corrupted G is the most important player on the whole field.
And you can't even imagine what the comms are like, because I think, an on-player performance is always great, but I think of players like Lethamyr, somebody who on Ghost Gaming might not have been the most outstanding player whenever he was on that roster, but he was the team leader. And right now you want to see Corrupted G be that player who can, like you said, he has stats, he can lead on the field, but whenever it comes down to these crucial moments where the pressure is on, you got to be confident, you got to tell your teammates and instill confidence into them being that leader.
Game 5 between Chaos Esports Club and Linked Up. These teams, they have plenty of history going back through the summer. It all comes to a head right here. Somebody will be LFT
This is it.
for Rival Series Season 9. Joe Freshness dive bombs onto Taroko. And that is how we start things off with a clear coming out the other way. Taroko has recovered, and he will not play this. Yes, he will, actually. I thought Mekdos was going to take over. Taroko trying to bounce one out, looking to get a piece of Alpha Kep. He could not. And out will be Sosa. Linked Up have been just dead silent for much of the last couple of games. and almost fell victim to a little bump play there.
I want to see confidence in Linked Up's performance. They need to push up more players and find each other with clears. Chaos, they're just making use of all this midfield space. Linked Up, not really finding teammates. Just like there, we just see a booming clear. Now it's kickball. Chaos can have pressure again and respond.
I think when you see all these physical plays come out, it just comes down to the mentality of maybe do your job. Just go, get the demo, trust that whoever's supposed to be taking a shot, they're going to get that shot.
Oh, no.
As Sosa has here on an empty Chaos net.
And he's going to run away with it. It's all that miss right there from Corrupted G in midfield. He needed to get a touch there. Sosa just floats it in. And what a weirdly uncharacteristic goal for Chaos, as these previous games, they haven't really conceded any goals like that.
Imagine coming all this way, getting to game 5, trying to pull off the reverse sweep.
Yeah.
And if this game ends 1-0, that's how the season ends. It will be a bitter pill to swallow. That mentality and more that Chaos has to deal with. The shot is high, off the mark. It should have been a lot better. And I think Chaos are going to thank their lucky stars that they got away with one.
Now Linked Up, they're threatening right now on the offensive side. Really strong shots coming in the Demo's rotational play. It's almost as if they've been waiting and in hibernation the past 2 games.
They tried to pinch that ball downfield. It didn't get very far. Here comes Alpha Kep again, trying to set up the blocker with the Dominus. And Linked Up remains on the offensive end. Only for a moment though, and now Alpha Kep, the only defender, has to get to this ball. He didn't. Corrupted G can't score as Alpha Kep finds redemption.
That was one of the softest shots, yet well placed, I've ever seen. Corrupted G, he put it on target. It had great placement, but it just didn't float in.
A ball that careens out to Alpha Kep, but he can't control it. It kicked up just a little off the wall. Chiroko tracking, waiting for Corrupted G's touch. Chiroko won the challenge. This is in front and cleared away again by Corrupted G, always waiting at the midfield line. Chiroko bumped away from the play, but that's a great pass over to Mektos. Now Corrupted G. He'll try the slow play. He was waiting for Mektos to come in and get the demo, and he just couldn't get there in time.
And that's where communication really needs to come down to it. Also, Corrupted G, maybe just go for a flick there. It's these dire moments, and he decided to trust his teammates. The demo didn't come through, and now they still trail by 1 goal.
Frustration has to be setting in for Chaos. They have to keep their cool. Still, only a goal, the deficit, with 100 seconds remaining. Corrupted G, got to win the race to the boost, and he does. Who will take this over then? It will be Joe. He had to go back to his own. And Alpha Kep now will have plenty of time to play this. Corrupted taken out of the play.
Good pass. Oh. And we see infield passes like that happen so much with Chaos, but the shot can't come in, and now Corrupted G almost gets a chance, but here's Linked Up with a counterattack.
And that counterattack killed immediately by that demo on Sosa. Here comes Chiroko and Mektos looking for the block, and Alpha Kep makes the save. Good concentration. So too does Sosa. But the pressure remains for Chaos. They need a goal to save their season, and Joe has cleared another away. Another rally for Chaos. Another big clear, but no blue car on the other end of it. Sosa weaving his way through Chaos traffic. That's a great touch by Mektos, but it's followed up by Joe. 35 seconds remain. Mektos over 1, but that is trouble defensively. And Chiroko's missed it high, and that will be bombed away.
Final 30, so much riding on this next Chaos goal.
Another infield pass that is snuffed out. Sosa will clear it away. Reset now with 15 seconds. Chiroko intercepted, trying to play hero. Now Mektos, he'll try to go through the air, needs some help.
Final 10.
From the veteran Corrupted G.
Double commit.
Saved away with 5 seconds left. One more chance for Chaos. Their season on the line. Linked Up trying to save theirs. Last opportunity.
No way.
Is it from Chiroko?
The buzzer beater. Chaos get it. The goal they needed. Their prayers have been answered. Taroko puts it in off of a pinch, and they stay alive in Game 5. We've got overtime.
Because of course it would go to OT with one of these teams sticking around for next season.
What?
What a bump.
Oh, no.
It's an opportunity. Alpha Kep got no power beyond the shot, and Sosa couldn't guide it in. Alpha is waiting, and he will have to rotate out. Little indecisiveness there, but it hasn't proved too costly. And you only get, what, the length of the replay and a 3-second countdown to recover from that. Think about what Linked Up have to be going through right now.
Instantly back in it. How are they going to respond? Both these teams now, dead even score, overtime. Next goal secures a spot for top 6, and if you're Chaos, maybe even top 4.
Sosa is waiting. Does he have one more brilliant moment left in him? He is still hanging around, but he only has 24 boosts. He is hoping to steal some boost out of the Chaos end, but it's not going to matter. Taroko will play hero. He saved their season twice.
And all about that challenge right there from Linked Up. You need to make a better hit. And Chaos, from nothing to something. I don't know where they got that buzzer beater goal out. They had been stagnant